Nigerian new government steer the country's oil and gas sector for productivity, Nigerian indigenous investors are beginning to win on the genuine process. Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Authority (NMDPRA) today signed and sealed the license to operate Petroleum Products Terminal, Belama Sweet Export Terminal Project, as the Petroleum Industry Act permits. The signing ceremony was well attended by the Chief Executive Officer of NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, the Director Legal, Barrister Joseph Tolorunse, and the founder of Belama Oil, Chief Dr. Jack Rich. NNPCL also had the privilege of being awarded the license to operate within the shore of Akw-Ibom State. Appreciating the process that has made it a dream come true, Jack Rich says he believes Nigeria is indeed taking its rightful place in the global oil and gas market, as this project will provide a hybrid that will change the business approach in the industry.
And Nigeria will benefit through revenue earnings. I mean, this terminal has the capacity to generate over $11 billion to a national revenue every single year. That's over 400,000 barrels of crude every single day. Not only that, the terminal is also a storage point where you're going to be storing over 8 million barrels of crude. So you take off the 2 million barrels and there's 6 million barrels coming also. And it's an export point. Not only that, it brings Nigeria to the global scale, the global mark. When you talk about climate change, it's a hybrid export terminal, the first hybrid export terminal in the world. Despite the fact that Nigeria only emits less than 1% of greenhouse gas, this terminal is conscious of the fact that the world is talking about renewable energy in cleaner and safer environments. So this terminal has renewable energy with traditional energy integrated through what is called a virtual power plant system, a web-based energy management process to ensure energy efficiency and also to have optimal outputs. Not only that, injectors and operators within the corridor that always suffer crude theft while transporting the crude will be a thing of the past, because this asset is just within the corridor of over 4 OMLs. So it's a great fit for President Tinubu administration in just less than 14 days in office, especially a period where the nation is talking about, petroleum subsidy removal. This terminal goes a long way to increase our yields. It goes a long way to create jobs. It goes a long way to put more cash into the pockets of families and youths. And it's something that is of strategic national economic security.
Welcome to this milestone event for signing of terminal establishment licenses for 2 crude oil export terminals, which will add more than 4 million barrels capacity to Nigerian export storage. In line with the Petroleum Industry Act, the NNDPRA under Section 1741A is given power that says, except in accordance with an appropriate license issued by the authority, a person shall not undertake the following activities with respect to midstream petroleum liquids operations. That is, establish, construct, operate a terminal or other facilities for export or importation of crude oil or petroleum products. In line with this, the authority has processed and hereby approves terminal establishment licenses for these 2 organizations. Number 1 is the NNPC Exploration and Production Limited to establish 2,179,704 barrels crude oil terminal at offshore Akw-Ibom State within the waters of the exclusive economic zone, Nigeria. The second one is Belama Sweet Export Terminal Limited to establish a 2 million barrels crude oil terminal at 20 nautical miles of Kula, which is in southern part of exclusive economic zone, Nigeria.
When Goodluck removed the fuel subsidy and the whole country was against it, I was the lone voice. I led a counter-protest in Warri, in Yenagoa, and in Port Harcourt, perpetually. I knew that fuel subsidy was evil. it has to go. For instance, I have SUVs, but the vast majority of our people do not even have cars. When we are talking of Nigeria, we are talking of a few people who live in Abuja, who live in Kano, who live in Port Harcourt, who live in Yenagoa City. They do not constitute even 10% of the population of Nigeria. Majority of Nigerians live where they do not have access to use fuel for most of the things. They don't even have generators. They don't have electricity, they don't have generators. Now you take about 8 trillion naira every year. This is wickedness. And you use it to service the gluttonous appetite of a few people. Because they shout, because they have the cameras like I have today. So they set the agenda for the people while the people are suffering. I believe that the 8 trillion, about $10 billion, will change the fortunes of education, will change the fortunes of health, will change the fortunes of agriculture and road transport.
Mohammed Jinadu, Voice TV Nigeria.